YouTube, back again. Another guitar, another video. Um, this is not going to be a demo. This is just going to be a review of a guitar that I said that I was going to show you guys a while back. So, um, well, here it is. This here is the ever so rare and hard to find Harmony H222w. Okay. Now, I said before that this was an extremely rare guitar, and I will give you the facts for that. I don't know. A while back, I mean, I've been known. I had this guitar maybe 3 years now. I've owned this guitar for 3 years. Um, I got it back for 3 years actually. I owned it in previous years in the past, but this second go around will be about 2.5, 3 years, I'll say. Um, this guitar has the same sound and tone of a Stratocaster. Basically, this is basically what the guitar is. I will get into the details in a second. Years ago, I wrote down all that I can find on this guitar because the availability and the information on this guitar is very, very, very sparse. There's a lot of information on Harmony guitars from the 60s, you know, from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and etc. 70s also. Some of the first Japanese models were has a good history. You can go online and different sites and find things out. But some of the later Japanese models that they did after the global takeover, they do not have too much information on. You're basically relying on people who used to work there, people who bought these guitars and have information, etc., etc., etc. But years ago, I wrote down the information on this guitar in my own words, basically. So I'm going to base this here. I'm basically going to read this here right now about this here guitar. Basically, what it is. One of the last guitars sold by Harmony Japan. Now, this is the global company that took over Harmony in the mid to late 70s. Okay, this model was manufactured in Japan and sold through USA distributors like Sears, Montgomery Ward, and a few other places all over, and specialty shops, guitar shops everywhere. Whoever had the license for Harmony guitars. It's a fair, blatant copy of Fender Lead 2 guitars. Now, if you guys know guitars like I do, the Fender Lead 2 was basically this design, maybe stretched in the center here a little more than this here. It has a typical 6 tuner planks on the rear. I'll show you those in a second. The pickups and electronics are surprisingly good. I'll get to that in a second also, why I wrote that. Fit and finish was excellent before 40 years of abuse took its toll. Lots of dings, scratches, gouges, and others. Personally, I think it's beautiful. It is an honest relic guitar that shows its age and proudly. Not much fret wear. The neck is straight, not twisted. Tuners don't slip, and truss rod is working. I put what weighs 7 pounds at the bottom here. This was years ago. Okay, now the reason why I said this guitar is now 40 years old. Scratch that. I made a mistake by saying 40. The guy actually, Turk, said the wrong thing actually. But basically, the pickups in this guitar are made by Dimarzio. Now, if you know your Harmony history, the late 70s and early 80s models, I don't know if you guys remember, but a lot of them down here under this, maybe the second pickup, or if it was 3 pickup, how many pickups it had an American flag at the bottom. And basically that flag indicated that it had American Dimarzio pickups in it. A lot of Harmony Les Paul copies and a lot of different Harmony models had that down there in the corner. And this model actually has the Dimarzio pickups in it. If you can see there are 2 switches there. Let's see if I can zoom in on that there. There are 2 switches down here that basically are for each pickup. You get one on and off. You can basically turn one pickup on and one pickup off. That's basically what that does. One tone, one volume. There's your input in the front there. A Strat-like pickguard. A really nice maple neck with the old vintage grain of Japanese wood that was really nice. It actually does have gloss on it. As you see there, it says Harmony. You see below that is the established in 1892. Anytime you see this established in 1892, it's a Japanese model. Okay, sold through 75, 76 to about early mid 80s. I'm gonna say 83, 84 maybe, and the global company went out after that. 21 frets. It is a string through body. It does have its dings and scratches on it a little here. The neck is in perfect shape, like I said. The sides, there's no cracking on the joints inside. As you see, the truss rod adjuster is right down here, which is really nice. String through body, like I said. Standard bridge, your 2-bolt bridge, which is really nice. Great sounding guitar. It needs a setup because if you can see there, the 2 bolts you see on the left that are shiny, I don't know how good this picture is going to be. It should be in 720, but I'm not sure how good it's going to be. The old original bolts basically fell through, and I tried to raise them and lower them and get the guitar set up. So basically I did a quick fix and grabbed 2 bolts and stuck them in there. It plays fine. It plays fine now. It needs a setup, of course. There's a little buzzing from the strings being too high. But this is a rare guitar, guys. Not another one of these on YouTube. You can search Harmony guitars and go to every page. If there's 20, 30 pages, go through all, and you are not going to find the model H222w on there. This was the last guitar sold through the global company of Harmony Japan in the early to mid 80s. This is probably an 82, 83 model, possibly. It's hard to tell. Let me show you the back real quick. Okay. There's a string through body, like I said, and there's the model number there. I don't know how close it's going to get on there, but it says on that sticker there H222w. There's your strap there on the back. There's the gloss neck in the rear, and it has your vintage rail style tuners in the back. All original. Nothing's been changed. Nothing's been added. Like I said, Dimarzio Pickups. Harmony offered Dimarzios in certain models in the late 70s and early 80s. This is that model. Great spank sounding pickups, clean, accurate, not too bright, not too dull. I don't know the ohmage on these pickups, but I assume they're pretty strong because they have a lot of volume, a lot of power, original pieces inside, capacitor, etc., tone pots, all that, etc. Those knobs were changed. I put Les Paul style knobs on because that's the one thing that is missing, the original knobs for this guitar. But okay, guys, I just wanted to do a quick video on this vintage Harmony. Like I said, guys, anytime you see Harmony that says 1892 on the headstock, it is a Japanese model. Harmony has been back for years under multiple different brand names, and I basically know the whole history of Harmony. I grew up playing a Harmony, Strats and etc. And this week, when I basically found this and got this ended all because I couldn't find this guitar anywhere. The last one sold on eBay. There's a couple. This was maybe a year ago for I think 175. It was on for a while. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody bid it. He reposted it maybe 6 months later, or maybe 3 months later, I'll say, and people started bidding on it. I think people saw it, wanted to, they didn't bid, and after a while they started bidding on it. And there was one that I know about from a guy that had one that was actually sat in a bar, bolted up on a wall somewhere. That was one of the few guys that I do know that owned this guitar, that had this guitar. If you do go on, if you get a chance to go on pictures, you can find this guitar. There may be 2 pictures of this guitar on Google Images. Maybe you can find out a little more about the guitar. But I've done an extensive history on this guitar for years, and I've got basically every piece that I could find about this guitar that I wanted to find. I'd sell it for a cool 200 even, and go from there, high or low. But I'm going to keep it. This is one that I ain't going to keep. Okay, guys, just wanted to do a video of this ultra rare Harmony Japan global company guitar. Like I said, more high-end guitars to come. Got some Fenders, got some other, maybe a Gibson or 2, and we'll go from there, guys. Remember, guitars are guitars, guys. Just find the ones you love. Peace, happiness.